Hello, my lovelies. Sorry, there was a glitch with my laptop, so there's a pause at the beginning of your video. So this is going to be one of our first subscriber onlys. So everything's set here. You can only see this message if you're subscribed to the channel. So while other people might be able to see it, it's set for a very short time that they can see it, and then they have to subscribe in order to see the rest of it. So this is going to be one of many that we're going to do subscriber only lives. So I do like to do personal readings during a live. You can purchase one of those through the link that's here in the comments or link in the bio. So it is my Linktree link is going to show you all of the goodies. It's going to show you how to book a reading. So you email me normally to do that unless we're live. Then you just send your payment. And then once it pops up on my screen, we do your reading. It's first come, first serve. I'm not going to be doing a lot of mediumship stuff in lives personal readings. I'm going to do what's called spirit led. So the difference is that when I do spirit led, I don't know who I'm connecting to, like in the room, in the chat, who's viewing it. So if the message resonates for you when we do those, all you have to do is comment and let me know, and then we start the reading. If it does not, you don't need to comment. That's totally okay. So I do a lot of these over on my TikTok channel. However, there is news that it may get banned. So if it does, this is going to be my only channel. So I'm hoping that everybody migrates over here if that's the case. If not, we'll just keep building as we've been doing, and that's the goal. So we're going to start with some collective readings for the weekend for the next 3 days. There is a weekend message posted. However, I misspoke in that one a few times and kept saying Aries. It is, I promise, a collective. Otherwise, I will timestamp it in the comments. Same with any other messages. If it's sign specific and it is a collective, like reading all in one video, you will have timestamps for those. If it's not, if it's sign specific, it usually will say it in the title. So that's the difference. So let's see what my subscribers need to know, what's going on for the next 3 days. What is going on? How is life treating them? I thought we had another flipper, and we did. All right. So things are going fabulous, darling. Things are going well, and life is what you make of it. So make it good. You don't have to make anything be a negative situation. Try and find the silver lining. You must work out, gym, exercise, and healthy living. Maybe this weekend you're going to start taking better care of yourself if you don't already. Maybe you're going to start actually going to like the gym or something. People pleaser, exhausted, burnt out. It's time to learn to say no. Are you doing that? Are you constantly trying to be a people pleaser and try and make everybody happy? What happens is you typically will make nobody happy, especially yourself. We have some good news coming, though. Someone might be winning the lottery, a jackpot, or something at a casino. Definitely some money coming in, confirmation hiccup coming through. Let's see what kind of songs could be significant for you. That was quick. Let's see. The truth. So the truth might be coming out in a situation over the weekend. What else do we need to know? All right. This person could be at a distance from you. They could be from Africa, the continent. I also get the sense that this person would really they're telling me walk through fire in order to actually take care of you, be with you, be there for you. Interesting energy. And someone's dealing with some really deep emotions. So it could be you, it could be them. I feel like a lot of these things are going to have to kind of bubble to the surface, and then we're going to have to decide what we're doing. All right, it's your love. So that might be something that makes them act. They may want to get closer to you. They might need to express the truth of how they feel, get their raw emotions to kind of come to the surface. So however it resonates. And make sure that you're not involved in a third-party situation, or that you aren't mixed up in somebody that's kind of cheating. If anybody makes you feel like you're hard to love, they're probably not your person. So maybe go in a new direction. You will find somebody who thinks that you are perfect, at least for them, and they might have waited their entire life to make you their person. All right, let's see who they could possibly be. Who's thinking about my collective of subscribers over the weekend? Someone with red hair, blonde hair. Could want to make you the girlfriend. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. All right. Who else is thinking about the collective? Letter M. Rides a motorcycle. beer, liquor, or wine. They might like to drink those. S, M, and S. Who is thinking about my subscribers? Letter Q, no alcohol, sober life. You guys might be polar opposites. Letter K, I, J, somebody with freckles on the face. Let's get one more. Curly or wavy hair. So any of those might fit. Who's thinking about you guys over this weekend? All right, we're going to get you some sign symbols and synchronicities. What signs do they need to see this weekend? The Anuk. So this would be like the original cross. This is an indication that you need to get in touch with spirit, with source energy, and it's also the key to life and eternal life. So you might be seeing the Anuk someplace, the tree of life, as above, so below, needing to connect the material world, the 3D world, with heaven and earth. So kind of finding the balance. Remember that anything that happens above will also happen below. So as above, so below means that it needs to be in balance. So it's almost like if something happens on the surface, it's also affecting things unseen. So like your shadow aspects might also be being affected. The mirror, see shadow aspects being effective, and look at the card that comes out. Someone might need to face their fears this weekend. You might need to do some inner work. I feel like it could be this person that's wanting to express how they feel. Communication, breath work might also be important. Could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius as well. What else do they need to know? The Lotus. So this is a card about spiritual enlightenment and really finding that tranquility after you've kind of hit that enlightenment phase. So stay calm. There's new beginnings. Remember your roots, or remember where you came from. And watch out for anything that could be dangerous, any sort of biohazard. Sometimes it's people that are a biohazard, they're just not good. They kind of infect everybody around them. Steer clear of that energy. You may also be tapping into the Akashic records in dreams or meditation. And this is the library of knowledge. So it's like the record of all of your soul's lifetimes, all of the knowledge that you've learned. We can't tap into that immediately when we're here on this planet. It takes some evolution and some time. And once we have evolved a little bit and kind of gone towards some of that enlightenment, we start to be able to get some of that information. Again, be cautious of any sort of dangers or hazards in your path this weekend. And the root chakra could need some love. So it's your passion center. It's definitely something where you need to be grounded. It also offers some loyalty and success when it's in balance. All right, what do they need to know for the next 3 days? What's going on for my subs for the next 3 days? What do they need to know? It does look like you are leaving something behind, getting out of a lot of conflict and chaos and moving to calmer waters. That may come as a result of the truth in a situation kind of coming out. I feel like you need to be really kind of conscious of who's around you at this time, as well as be cautious of authority figures and kind of how maybe you deal with them. So using some tact. I feel like this person's quite smart, but they can also be kind of in their head a lot. And they're also somebody who I would say we kind of call Mr. Grumpy. So it could be someone who's kind of prone to fly off the handle and like be in a rage or has a bad temper. Sometimes they have a sour attitude too. So really kind of use some caution. They're quite smart, but sometimes they get in their own way just with overthinking. I do feel like there's some delays around some of these things like travel, relocation, but the delays are going to prove to be necessary. So know that if something is delayed, it's for a good reason. And we have the King of Cups. He's who I refer to as the ideal father figure. You may have a choice to make between two people. We have two kings out here. So you might have to decide if we want to deal with something that's more peaceful and maybe more grounded versus somebody who maybe overthinks and could be a little bit prone to having kind of a nasty attitude. I feel like for some of you, you're just going to kind of do your own thing, and that's totally okay as well. You might dance to the beat of your own drum. You could also be somebody who's really just not looking to settle down right now, that you might actually just want to kind of do your own thing. And I feel like for some of you, that's exactly what you need to do. It does take strength and courage on your part in order to actually like transform this energy to leave things behind, but you can do that. And there is a potential new opportunity for love coming in. For some of you, I feel like it's really the need to actually love yourself first instead of pouring out all that emotion to other people. Again, you might be thinking of traveling, moving, relocating, and you need to contemplate the future and what that looks like. What is your next move? For some of you, you're going towards marriage and commitment. The question is, who do you choose? So you're going to have to think about that logically. But we do have the fact that you could be very happy no matter what it is that you decide. Again, we have a new love offer coming in. This one, you think that it's too good to be true. When pigs fly, that'll happen. So believe it when you see it. I feel like this person's quite genuine. This could be a gift coming in from the universe. I do feel like this is divinely orchestrated, that these things are changing. So really kind of go with the flow and embrace it. It could be a wish fulfillment that's coming in for you. Whichever one of these people that you choose could lead to marriage and commitment for you as well. So choose wisely. You do have a lot of options on the table. Currently, it looks like 3, maybe it's more. As always, trust your intuition, see where it's guiding you to be, and don't doubt your instincts. I feel like that's going to be crucial for you. Hello and welcome, Donna. Good to see anybody that's joining us. So we're going to start doing these. I don't have a specific day that I'm going to start doing these for you guys for the subscriber only lives, but I am going to start doing them. I'm going to try and do it weekly. The next week or so is going to be a little hectic for me. One of my kiddos is graduating high school and all that stuff. But after that, things do slow down for me. So it should be a little bit easier for me to get some of these done. So you guys will be able to see this and nobody else will be able to view it on the channel if they're not subscribed. So it's kind of like a little added bonus for you guys for the week. Let me clean up my mess here. So I do personal readings during a live. So if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, they are paid readings. Today, however, I'm going to give you guys a couple of cards if you would like for your own. We'll pull like 3 cards for free, but a full reading is $25. If I'm not live and you're like, hey, I really, really need one, that's cool. Shoot me an email. It's super easy to get a hold of me. Just email me. I usually have the same day availability, not always. So if I don't, I will be able to tell you when it's available. But the good news with that is that when it's one-on-one, you know that you're going to get, your reading that you bought. You don't have to wait around or anything. And I do those in a video. So it gets uploaded here to YouTube, but it's set to private. So no one can see it besides me and you unless you share the link. So that's one bonus to that. The other thing is I read for people all over the world and have for several years. And so this way we don't have to worry about time zones or anything like that. If you're across the globe from me and it's nighttime where you are and it's daytime where I am, we don't have to worry about trying to link up for an appointment. So I just do the reading and I record everything and then I upload it and I email you the link. It's super easy. So I've done it that way for many years and that's probably the way I'm going to continue to do it. But I also do readings during a live. So if we are live at that point and you're like, hey, I really want to get a reading, all you have to do to book one is go to my LINKTREE. It's here in the chat. So if you click that link, if it'll let you click that link, if not, just type it into your search bar or whatever, and go to that. It's going to pop up with my icon with the picture for our logo, which is a blue lotus. And it's going to say our name, Tarot by Damsel. So you click whichever one you want to pay, PayPal or Cash App, and then you send your payment. It pops up on my screen and we start your reading. It's always going to be first come, first serve in a live. So know that if it's busy, if we have a lot of people that are joining us, you might be waiting a little bit. If you can't do that and you've already purchased a reading, shoot me an email and say, hey, I can't stick around, but I paid for a reading. Give me your information, your email, and your first name. And then I will go ahead and do your reading, record it, and send it to you that way. So those are the options that I currently have for readings. So I am a medium. If you guys have not seen some of that stuff, I do try and post some of the stuff that's mediumship related on the channel. One I did from a live TikTok last week, I think it was, and tried to upload that. So when it's done in a live, I can sometimes save it if it's on TikTok. On here it would record it anyway. So that's not even an issue. So what happens is I sit and I channel the information. When it's in a live, I have to go kind of quick and so that it's not taking up a ton of time. So we started doing spirit-led instead of each individual person getting a mediumship. It's whoever the energy that I'm feeling is who I end up reading for. I never know who that's going to be in a live when we do spirit-led. So I don't know who's going to come through. I don't know who the reading's for. I just pick up the energy and then I relay it like you're on the telephone. So that's how that works for me. When it's a one-on-one reading, I do those independently, and I end up doing those to the point where, same thing, I record the whole thing, but I channel independently. So you don't need to be present. I usually only ask for your first name, your payment, and your email to send you the link. And that's it. I do everything else independently of you. So then same thing, I send you the link. You got to watch the video. If you have questions, you can ask me. So usually Spirit will come through with pretty detailed information. Sometimes I get names. Sometimes I get locations, music, like all sorts of things can come through. And when I channel, a lot of times their personality traits, however they were while they were alive, is something that comes through very clearly from the other side. So they give what I call validation points in a reading to let you know that it's your person coming through or your people that are in spirit. And so it should never be completely generic. So sometimes they will give me something really random that I have no idea what it means at all. And it may be something really important for you. Sometimes it's things that you thought in your head that Spirit knows. Sometimes it's things that you only wrote in your journal that no one else has access to. Maybe it was something you said out loud while you were driving in your car by yourself, but Spirit knows all these things. So when they give me something like that, that's what I call a validation point, that you actually know that it was something meant to come through for you at the right time from your people. So we are going to start doing some mediumship stuff on the channel as well during a live for you guys. And those are going to be done under the subscriber onlys. So I want you guys to have access to all of the things that I want to share. I also am going to be uploading some things a little bit different over the summer. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Instead of doing a weekly love message, shadow work, spiritual guidance, I'm going to include those with your weekly. So we're going to have a message on Mondays and we're going to have a message on Fridays. So hopefully that works for you guys. And then you're still going to have your daily card. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are able to watch the content and to have stuff that you engage with. So it will be either a collective reading or a sign specific reading for your Monday message. If it's all in one video, it will be time-stamped in the comments. So all you have to do is go to the comments, find which sign you want to watch. If you want to watch all of them, great, fantastic. If you only want to watch like your sun sign, okay, great. Go to that sign, click it, watch your message. So I'm trying to make the messages not super long, but long enough that you guys get the information. So that's my goal going forward, is to not make the channel completely crowded with stuff that people aren't engaging with. So hopefully that makes more sense. So Donna, would you like a couple of cards today? So on my TikTok channel, what I was doing was they have this thing where you can be a live subscriber. We're not to that point over here where we're monetized or anything. And I'm not technically monetized over there, but people can send gifts and things like that. We don't have super chats yet or any of that. So once we do, then I will probably make it available that you guys can use super chats to pay, things like that. But for right now, it's just my Linktree. So Cash App and PayPal are how you would purchase a full reading. But we're going to do a couple of cards for you guys. And we're just going to see what's going on. So how are you doing today? What part of the world are you in? I'm in the United States in Colorado. I never know who's watching from where, so I'm always curious when people join. Definitely like to see where everybody's at. So let's see what we've got for Donna. Chicago. I've never been. I've been through Illinois. My grandparents grew up in Illinois. My grandpa grew up in Chicago many, many years ago. And let's see. My grandparents both went to college in, I think it was Bloomington, Illinois, something like that, or Rockford, one of the two. But yeah, I've never been there. So definitely some ties to that area, but it's been a very long time. All right. So, good news is you start with some really positive energy in your reading. So, the 10 of Cups is like a really happy card, especially for relationships and your home life. So, this card always to me reminds me of like happy home, happy family, marriage, children, commitment, all the good stuff. So, I feel like you could either be married, this could be something that you're thinking about in the future, or this could even be like finding your soul family. So, people that really make you feel like you belong, could be best friends, things like that, but really like a happy connection there. All right, your next card, the Queen of Wands. So I feel like she is telling us that we need to kind of dream bigger than we ever have, but she's a master manifester. She's also somebody who really kind of commands a lot of attention. So this could be that maybe you're kind of going through a glow up in life. It could also be that maybe you have fire placements in your birth chart. So fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo could be dominant somewhere in your chart. I also feel like with the Queen of Wands that there's a lot of attention that could potentially be on you. And so I feel like it should be positive, although sometimes, we attract the opposite of that. So if you're manifesting in the next couple of weeks, that would be like a really great time. There's all this fun astrological energy that's changing for the better right now. And so if you are a person that uses manifestation or any sort of energy to kind of attract good things in your life, this would be really, really good for you. So under the new moon is the best time that you want to kind of put your intentions out to attract things. Under full moons, we want to release things. Eclipses, full moons, that's releasing, purging, all that stuff. So hopefully you've been doing some of that, kind of getting some things laid out to where it's like they're gone, they're out of the way. And then under the new moon, I believe it's May 7th or 8th, that is a great time to start manifesting new energy into your life. So if you're looking for love, if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking for your soul family, whatever, that would be a really great time if you haven't found them yet to start putting those intentions out. You might also be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, who's really loyal, but sometimes they're a little bit slow to the party. It's like they drag their feet. They're kind of like molasses in the wintertime, very slow moving. They are somebody who might also be like a boss or even an investor for you. So I feel like this person could be, if it's not a partner, it's like a friend or a coworker, a boss, somebody that is like financially set and stable. Could also be somebody that is offering you a job, could be an employer, or it could be that you are trying to really work towards some financial goals for the better. So either way that resonates for you. I do feel like this earth sign is somebody who's very loyal, very trustworthy, and they're like a good advisor when it comes to financial matters. So that could resonate for you as well. The good news is that I see that a lot of things that you've been working for are finally going to start to come in. So if you've been trying to save money or get a better paying job, the fruits of your labor start to pay off and you finally get to enjoy some of that, which leads us back to your first card, a lot of contentment, a lot of happiness. And so the hard work will pay off for you. So if you've been working on some hefty goals, I feel like it's really important that you keep going on those. Know that slow and steady wins the race to get to your success, but it is coming. So hopefully that resonates for you. You're welcome. And yeah, the whole soul family thing. It's funny because it's like, it's a small channel over here and everything. We don't have a ton of people over here yet. And so I feel like we are slowly starting to kind of find people that energetically, mesh well with each other over here. I'm grateful that you guys are sticking it out with me. We had the other channel that we had some major issues and had to kind of change things around. I don't know if you were part of the other channel, the Damsel in Distress Tarot, or not. That channel's still up, but I don't have access to it anymore because I had some identity theft back in March. And so went to change passwords and everything and could not remember my password for the old account. Didn't have it saved anywhere. And so I couldn't change anything. I couldn't log out and I couldn't log in. So it was a big mess. So I had to create a whole new channel. So that is what happened with that. But anyways, so we're just kind of starting fresh over here. I've been doing tarot for, gosh, let me think, like 20 something years. I've been reading tarot. It was a hobby for years of my life. I've always been a psychic medium, but I didn't start actually like using my gift, especially publicly, for very many years. I've been doing readings, mediumship stuff for the last about 4 years or so. And so started using tarot and mediumship, and then started the TikTok channel and the YouTube channel just to try and kind of get my name out there so people knew where to find me or how to find me, how to book a reading. I'm also a published author. I have 2 books that I've written. If you click my Linktree, you will see both of those. One is my autobiography. That one's called Stepping Stones to Destiny. And then the other one is a romance novel, and that one is called The Alabaster Enchantress of New Orleans. That one's going to have a sequel, but it's not close to done yet. I'm still working on it. So both of those are in my Linktree, and contact info, how to book a reading, all that good stuff is in there. So it's in one spot for you guys. It's always going to be in the description box of all of my videos. And if you go to my page, the bio, if you click that, it's going to be in there too. So it's in several places. If you forget, just start looking around the channel and you'll find it. But it's always going to be in the description box of all the videos. So do we have any questions about going forward, like mediumship or any of that stuff? Do you guys have any questions, how that works? Are you curious about it? We're also going to start doing some paranormal investigations. And I am going to post like its entirety, probably unedited, on the channel just to see if we catch anything. So I'm excited about that. I have one that I'm waiting to hear back when we can actually go for it. It's like in the process of changing ownership, and they said they had to secure the property because there was some vandalism and stuff. But over the summer, it would be open for some tours. And I already asked, can we take video? Can we take photos? And they said, yeah, you're welcome to do all of that. So we'll see. It's been there since the 1800s. It's been a lot of different things. So I'm excited about it. Excited to go see if we catch anything spooky. And if not, that's cool. But I want to start sharing this stuff with you guys. The added bonus is that I'm a medium, so I may actually be able to hear something, see something, or feel something on an investigation, where maybe other people who do those things don't. They have to rely on their equipment. I have equipment that I'm going to take. Some of it's very low-tech stuff that I just want to see if it reacts. And some of it is like a new camcorder and a tripod that I'm going to set up. I'm also going to take my cell phone and do like a couple of angles. And then I will post both videos to the channel, and I'll tell you which one is which, so you know. And maybe we catch something on one and we don't on the other. I don't know, but I'm excited to see. So if you guys have suggestions for places that are in the state of Colorado that are rumored to be haunted, shoot me an email and let me know, because I'm always looking for places that, I can just get in my truck and go to and go see. So that's something that I'm going to start adding to the channel over the summer. There's rumors that it might snow tonight. So I was going to try and go out today, and we'll see what happens. If I get done with all my work stuff, I might go do a quick little one at a nearby cemetery and just see if I capture anything, because I definitely think that it's potential to be there. You know what I mean? Have haunted places. Yeah, I think a lot of places, especially in the Chicago area, that have been there for a very long time, you have like the mob ties in places. You have all these different like homicides and stuff that happened in crazy places. It's got a lot of history. It's a very old place, certain parts of that city. So yeah, I think that would be a really cool one to investigate as well, just because there's so much history that's there. I think the pictures I've seen of the Riverwalk are really kind of cool. I think that would be a place that if I visited Chicago, I would want to go to the Riverwalk and just kind of see it firsthand, because I think that's kind of a neat feature. What else? There's so many places on this planet that if I had limitless time and money to do, that's what I would do full time. I'd go investigate stuff full time. So who knows? Maybe in the future that'll happen if the channel gets monetized and stuff. I think that would really neat, Classic Chicago, exactly. I love like all those old stories of the mobsters and stuff. I've always been fascinated by it. In my first book, Stepping Stones to Destiny, I actually talk about a past life where I apparently worked for the mob. Let's see if I can remember some details off the top of my head. So I was like a bookkeeper in that life. I was a male in that lifetime. And I was actually murdered for what they thought I knew, which apparently I really didn't know much other than I knew where the money was going that they were trying to hide. And so they thought I was going to, tell on them and rat them out. And so they came after me. And I didn't tell anybody in that life what had happened, but they didn't believe that. So as a very small child, I think about 4 or 5 years old, I can remember waking up having these nightmares that I saw myself get shot and literally fall and like bleed to death on the sidewalk. And I was in Chicago or New York. You could see the high-rise buildings around. Even though I've never been to either, it's like that's what made sense to my brain, is that's had to be where it was. So yeah, I've had very strange things happen where it happened in dreams first. I predicted my own mom's passing about a month before it happened in great detail in a dream. Happened pretty much exactly like that. Same thing, past lives. I've seen, I think 4 or 5. I write about those in my book. I write about seeing the full-bodied apparition ghost as a teenager. That was the scariest one that's ever happened, is seeing one, and it looked like a man standing in front of me. It was very, very strange. About 3 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the night, startled awake thinking there's a man trying to enter our house. And we were out in the middle of the country where there's literally no one around. It's a little country 2-lane road in the middle of nowhere. And it looked like there was a man trying to get into our cabin that we were in. And I was like, what's going on in my head? And I no more than thought that. And this person was standing next to me, but the door never opened. And so he smiled at me, and then he took a couple of steps over to the dining room table that was across the room, and one step into the kitchen, and literally vanished into thin air. So I have seen a physical ghost in the flesh, so to speak, as a teenager. That's the only time I've actually seen one in person, face to face like that. But I feel their presence a lot more than I can see them with my eyes, if that makes sense. So I'm not into like super spooky stuff, but the spirit world doesn't necessarily scare me. Mostly because like I talk to them all the time. So it's just kind of like you have a lot of people in your head all day long. But I have physically seen ghosts. It's a very terrifying experience the first time that it happens. We've had oddball things happen in my house. My son's a couple of weeks back, probably like 2 weeks ago. My middle son that lives at home still, his room's in the basement next to mine. And he woke up. I had been up for a few hours already. He woke up and said, I didn't sleep great last night. There was some weird guy in my room early this morning going through my stuff on my dresser. And I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? What? No one was in your room. What are you talking about? We have security cameras in our house. I checked the cameras. There was nothing on there. And I said, can you describe what you saw? Could you draw a picture or describe it in detail? And he said, yeah, it didn't have a face. It was just like this black mass. And like, it looked like a man from behind, but when it turned around, it was just completely blank. There was nothing there, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, nothing. And I was like, that's a little weird. So I did an energy clearing on the whole house. And then that same night, sorry, I have hiccups. That same night, my oldest son had come over. He lives just a couple of blocks away, and they were getting ready to let the puppy out in the backyard. And he went to go unlock the door and thought my stepson was walking up to the door. And he was like, what's he doing out here? He was just upstairs, goes to open the door and nobody's out there. So he was kind of freaked out. Like, I saw what I thought was someone too. And then my stepson said that he thought someone came in his room in the middle of the night after he had fallen asleep and opened the door. He said he could hear the door open, and then somebody like sighed, like, oh, he's asleep. And he said he thought it was my other son, Nate, because they were supposed to play video games and he had fallen asleep. And I was like, we'll check the cameras. We'll see if anything showed up. Nothing. His door never opened or anything, but he swears he heard it. So we've had a lot of weird things happen here recently. So we've been clearing the energy more frequently. Obviously, I work from home. And so this is the area of the house that I work in the most. Sometimes I'll be in other rooms just reading tarot or whatever, but 9 times out of 10, I'm in my office. So you guys are used to like, the background and everything. But we do have, every once in a while, we have like some lingering energy. So it's important that we clear it often because you just never know. I mean, it could be something that's completely harmless. It could be something that's not. And so we don't want any of it to linger. Even like my mom that's in spirit, I always tell her, you're not allowed to like come through and scare the shit out of me. You're just not. So you can come through in ways that make sense. Like you can, play me a song in my head. You can come through in a dream, things like that. But you better not just like show up and be standing behind me because I would freak out for that. So I have rules for them. They're not allowed to just come through any old given time. I always tell them, hey, we work business hours. You can come through in a dream in the middle of the night if you need to, but we work business hours here. So you're going to come through when I'm awake and functional, or you got to wait till the next day. And that's the rules. So normally we're doing pretty good. They usually are pretty well behaved, but every once in a while I can tell there's someone lingering and I can feel it. And so I try and sit and meditate or whatever and get the information so I know who or what it belongs to. And if I can't figure out who it belongs to, sometimes you guys will see that I just post a channeled message and tell you what I'm picking up. And that's the reason why, because I don't know who it belongs to. A friend of mine that we don't know each other very well, we met on TikTok and we engage in conversation through email or in a live. He is somebody that I have read for numerous times, not intentionally, just his energy is that strong that I pick him up. He recently lost both his mom and his dad about a month apart. And so his mom happened to come through a few days before I went live on TikTok. And I didn't know it was her at first. And he happened to enter the chat. And so I was saying hello to him. And then I was bombarded with information. And so I said, I'm not sure if this is your mom or not, but let me tell you what I'm picking up. And you tell me if this is her or if it's not her. And we spent probably a good hour live in the chat. He was in the chat box, obviously, and I was live on camera discussing all the things that came through for him from her. And he was super close to his mom. And so he said, I'm crying really big, happy tears right now. You don't know how bad I needed that. And I said, oh, I do. I promise you I do. I know how bad I wanted to hear from my mom after she passed away. And ironically, I was scrolling through live streams one night, just scrolling on TikTok, and came across another medium that I had never seen before and was just listening. I wasn't anticipating getting a reading or anything. I was just listening, just seeing what was going on. And my mom happened to come through, as well as a child that I lost and a grandmother that is in spirit. So that was a really cool experience because he was very accurate as well. So I feel like if they're really who they say they are, they will be able to come through with factual information. So anyways, if you guys would like to book a reading, a personal reading, shoot me an email, tarotbydamsel@gmail.com. We are going to start doing some personal readings over here. We're going to do subscriber onlys. And then if I'm doing a live otherwise, those ones are all going to be paid readings. So just know that going forward. If it's a subscriber only, then I probably will do some free cards for you guys for being subscribers. But if you want a full reading, more than just a couple of cards, that one is a full price reading. It's $25. If you want to book mediumship with me, it's $50. And both would be $75. And same thing, you pay for all of that stuff in either the LINKTREE, PayPal, or Cash App. So all of that stuff's going to be in one place. It just makes it easier on everybody. So hopefully you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you guys ever have questions about if I'm running specials or whatever, check the community tab on the channel. If I'm running a special, that's where I'm going to post it so you guys can see it. Or you can shoot me an email and ask. But typically, if I'm running a sale on something, I'm going to post that on the community page, and I leave it up while it's running, and then I remove it once it's not. That way you guys know for sure. I don't currently have any going on. I will towards this summer. I'll probably have some. I just don't at this current moment. So thank you guys for being part of our community. I look forward to engaging with you guys during lives or in the comments of the videos, and we will see you guys soon. Have a great weekend.